High Commissioner, thank you very much for speaking to us tonight. Do you have any more information about what has happened to Kumar Gunaratnam and his female associate?
Richard, good evening. Thank you for the opportunity and inviting me. In the first instance, Richard, we need to establish the correct person by the name of Kumar Gunaratnam. In fact, is an Australian citizen, and in fact, if he travelled to Sri Lanka, and when, if so, and what category of visa he possessed, a business or tourist visa. So these facts has not been established. The information the Sri Lanka government has at the moment is that no person by such name has visited Sri Lanka in the recent past. So it is critically important to identify the claim of Kumar Gunaratnam to be an Australian citizen, and in fact he is in Sri Lanka and he has been in Sri Lanka. This has not been established yet.
His family says he has dual citizenship.
That has to be established. This particular name draws a blank in Sri Lanka entry data and documents as far as Sri Lanka government is concerned. So it brings us to a difficult situation to establish who this Kumar Gunaratnam is, and that is at the moment is the effort of the Sri Lankan authorities in liaison with Australian government to establish the correct identity of the person concerned.
Because obviously the Australian government is concerned and from their evidence believe he has been abducted, while you say police have no record of this man. I mean, what's going on? Someone's been abducted.
It is not a case of someone being abducted. The complaint is Kumar Gunaratnam is abducted in Sri Lanka. So we are concerned about the complaint being an Australian citizen as claimed by the wife in the television, and this is being taken into consideration. We are talking to Australian government authorities through the Australian mission in Colombo and myself, and we will establish the correct identity, and if at all, if this is an Australian citizen.
But he was also taken with another person, well, allegedly taken with another person. Do you have any information on them?
Negative. There had been complaints of a disappearance to Sri Lankan police on the 7th, and they are making investigations, and nothing said about an Australian citizen.
Someone has obviously been abducted. The family is obviously concerned. Australia is concerned. They've confirmed that a 42-year-old man had been abducted. Is this the work of the Sri Lankan secret police?
Well, I will not comment of any abduction. There is no Australian involvement in the complaint in the abducted person. So there is no situation
but abductions are common in Sri Lanka.
Negative. There is no abductions. It is very incorrect to say abductions are common in Sri Lanka.
Well, human rights campaigners say more than 30 people have been abducted since October last year. And there are...
Yes, there could be allegations of abductions. The government mechanisms are available to look into these complaints with substantiated evidence and accurate information. This type of information saying a particular name and we are unable to trace such a person, and there are instances certain individuals relevant to this occasion have changed names, changed passport numbers, changed passports, and various counter claims and counter statements has been recorded. So we need to set into the proper way of investigation and help the family. If at all, if something has happened, we are always willing to help the Australian government and the Australian citizen if he brings up with the proper accurate information so that we can trace such person if at all, if it is that the police or the government do not do any abduction, they do legitimate arrest if somebody is breaking the law of the country.
Well, I mean, even in March this year, the UN raised concern that there's been an unprecedented and totally unacceptable level of threats, harassment and intimidation directed at Sri Lankan activists. Are you saying
allegations are always there in a democracy? People can make complaints, and it is up to the government as far as the evidence is concerned to come up with a correct answer and reason for any arrest. And abductions are not done by the government forces, they do arrest. This is a factional political two groups who are breakaway faction relevant to this particular person as far as the wife's statement today. So this political breakaway group has its rivals, and we will investigate into this situation, if at all that particular person, if he is identified, if he has been missing from the place of his existence.
So what further investigations are you going to undertake from Australia?
From Australia, I will speak to the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, obtain the information, authentic information of the Australian citizen, and they would provide us with the information of date of his departure. And if at all, if he had a visa obtained on arrival, at the particular time, we have a new system that we could get visa on line, and he can go with approved visa application, and he's given 1 month visa on arrival or through the online assessment. So these things has to be checked in. We have a very systematic system of entry to my country, and they need to leave the country, and if people have not left after that 1 month, we conduct our investigations of whereabouts as per the information given to the at the point of entry or the application. There is a system which is being practiced. If there's any complaint to Sri Lankan authorities of any missing person, of anybody's interested person, we will look into that, and the evidence and the investigation will be made available to the complainant in due course.
High Commissioner, thank you very much for speaking to us tonight.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. All the best.